BrewTube, DJs here, back at you with yet another DJs BrewTube beer review. And it's time to go local. That's right. And why are we going local today, guys? Because we're going to do another home brew. And what home brew we're going to do today? We're going to do one from Troy City Brewing out of Berkeley, Massachusetts, US of A. Yay, yay. And Troy City Brewing, whether you know it or not, is the brewery of our buddy HopBack Nate, or Nathan Nolet. So, what beer do we have from Nate today? We have his Check Your Head Old Ale. Now, as the name suggests, this is an old ale. The availability of it is, ask Nate, basically. It's 7.7% ABV and 45 IBUs. Now, in this particular beer, he's using 3 kinds of hops: Mosaic, Fuggles, and Calypso. And for malt, he's using a boatload of malt. He's using Maris Otter, 2-row, wheat malt, rye malt, flaked oat, caramel 60, and 80. Damn, that's a boatload of malt. Anyways, this particular beer was originally produced for the SJ Pour Challenge, which was like a homebrew sort of, I guess, event that the guys out that are big into homebrew land did for SJ Pour, and they all started with the same basic base beer, and they did a play off of that, whatever style they wanted to, off of a specific base of a beer. Nate decided to do an old ale. I'm a big old ale fan. Now this, I guess, event is long gone, and I'm kind of lucky because old ales benefits with some time and aging on them. This particular beer at this time of recording is about 6 months old. So that's from date of bottling. It's settled out, and I'm sure the flavors in this, because he's oaked it with oak chips and also Jim Beam as the adjuncts. So those flavors have probably melded together better than the other folks had reviewed this when it was really fresh. So let's get a top popped on this, get it in the glass, and tell you what's up with Check Your Head. Oh, nice hiss off of that. Wow, look at all that smoke. Now, Nate sent a little note along this of how important the Beastie Boys are to him, and when Mike D died, you know, that was like a big event, and it affected him a lot. He's really into music. If you don't know, check out Nate's channel, by the way. He does awesome beer reviews and a lot of homebrew action. But he asked, hey, you know, what's your guys' like favorite Beastie Boys song? My favorites are probably Paul Revere, going back to the, you know, License to Ill album. I like the song, let's see, What You Want, and Sure Shot, and probably, I like a lot Body Movin' too, especially the Fatboy Slim remix version of. But anyways, that's the Beastie Boys, and they freaking rock. They have so many good songs, it's really hard to pick a favorite. But anyways, let's get this in the glass and see what's up in the appearance category. Nice. Look at that. 6 months in the bottle, and still plenty of carbonation on this bad boy. Let's see, it's actually a little more than I remember seeing. I've checked out a couple reviews of this a while ago when the SJ Pour thing was on, and I don't remember seeing this much carbonation, but look at that. We've got a lovely khaki head, creamy khaki head on this one, super tight bubbles, not sudsy at all. We got 2 fingers ahead on this. When I look up, it's quite clear. I remember folks saying that it was not clear before, but this beer sat in my fridge for a while now, since Nate sent it to me when we did a little beer trade action. It's a lovely dark amber color, sort of like looks sort of like maple syrup color almost. Lots of red and also orange tinge is coming through this, but it's like that beautiful burnt orange, dark copper maple syrup sort of color. Look at that beer. That's a great looking old ale. That's what one should look like. I'm enjoying that. Maybe that caramel malt or whatever he has in there, that's what's throwing out that nice caramel color. So when I swirl it, getting clingy glass lacing, some nice alcohol legs. When you agitate that bad boy, the carbonation comes back up. But man, really nice looking beer. Let's see what's up in the aroma department. Right up front, I'm getting caramel, vanilla. I'm getting a hint of the Jim Beam. A little bit of spice from the rye. And the dominant aroma is caramel. After that, you're getting vanilla, a bit of oak in there, like woodiness and tannic quality. After that, the rye spice. And maybe the slightest whiff of alcohol, but it's more like the bourbon alcohol, not necessarily a boozy aspect of the beer. But it is 7.7%. So let's get a taste on this and see what's up in that department. Cheers. Nice. Wow, look at that, guys. Great glass lacing. And I can see the alcohol legs tearing down the side of the glass there. Set this down. Right up at the front, just like the aroma suggests, I'm getting caramel. Right immediately following that, I'm getting some vanilla. Then I'm getting a hit of the Jim Beam, some tannic qualities from the oak. I don't know the roast level on the oak chips. They may have also imparted some of this color to the brew. If he aged it on said oak chips, I'm not sure. But after that, you get a bit of spice from the rye, and that kind of plays well with the Jim Beam, because they use a decent amount of rye in their whiskey recipe on original Jim Beam, which is what he used. And I think the rye in the beer plays nicely off of that. It's got a medium mouth feel, not medium full or medium thin. It's right on medium. The carbonation is pretty balanced. The head would suggest it's higher carbonation, but when you drink it, it's not as carbonated as the head would suggest. Really smooth, easy drinking beer. And tasting this, I can sense it will probably develop even more as it sits in the bottle here. I don't know if you have any more of these sitting around, Nate, but you may want to have these sit around for a little while more in your cellar and give it a try later. I'm sure you got one or two here and there, but for bitterness, it's got a nice balance in this beer. I think overall that's what I would talk about this beer. A lot of old ales that you drink are real heavy on the sweet side. This isn't. I think the tannic qualities in the wood, the hops that he used, because there's an earthiness coming from those Thuggle hops that I can taste in this, and even a bit of citric taste from the Mosaic and the Calypso. And when I had a little burp there, it was kind of like an orangey sort of burp with bourbon. Kind of like that. Who doesn't like mulled, a mulled drink with bourbon and orange zest in it? Anyways, you can tell I'm geeking out of this beer. This is a really great beer. One thing this makes me think of is a lot of the sort of session strength. 7%, it's a little higher, 7.7%, a little higher than session strength, but a lot lower than a lot of barrel-aged or spirit-soaked wood chip treated beers. And this has a lot of flavor, and it's better than probably 2 or 3 of the commercial ones that are of the lower ABV level that I've drank. Congratulations to you, Nate, man. Awesome job. So, what are we going to grade this beer? I'm going to give this a straight up A-. It's really tasty. It delivers, most importantly, in the flavors it says it's going to deliver. It's old ale. It's got that. By knowing the ingredients, it's delivering on that, and the ingredients are playing well off the oak chips and the Jim Beam, with the rye hitting off that and everything. Really great. Only thing I would change is maybe a little thicker mouthfeel. That would be it. Maybe bump up the oats or hit it off with a little Special B. Whatever. You're better at brewing beer than me. I'm a cider guy. What do I know? Anyways, man, to the next DJs BrewTube. Thanks a million for watching, guys. Thanks a million to you, Nate. And y'all got to do me a big-ass favor. You got to think globally and drink locally and support your local home brewer. If you know a home brewer in your area, you know what? Give them some money. Help them buy some ingredients. Maybe he or she will hit you off a little beer. You got to freaking like that. So until the next DJs BrewTube, thanks a million for watching again. And until then, damn, that's a big peace out.